The proposals from the Resolution Foundation and the Center for Policy Studies (CPS) for a pay-per-mile road pricing model aim to address the significant deficit in public finances that could arise from the increasing adoption of electric vehicles (EVs). As EVs become more prevalent, the loss of revenue from fuel duty, which currently generates substantial income for the Treasury, poses a financial challenge. Here's an overview of the key points from these think tanks' reports. Center for Policy Studies report. The future of driving, key proposals. Bullet. Pay-per-mile system. Drivers would pay road taxes based on the miles they drive. This could be reported monthly, either manually or through advanced technology like GPS. Bullet. Free mileage allowance. There would be a free mileage allowance determined by the driver's postcode, with more generous allowances for those in rural areas. This ensures that rural drivers, who often have fewer transportation alternatives, are not unduly burdened. Resolution Foundation report. Where rubber meets road, key proposals. Bullet. Per kilo road tax. This model would tax EVs based on their weight. The rationale is that heavier vehicles cause more damage to road infrastructure and structures like multi-story car parks. Bullet. Eliminating congestion charge. The report suggests abolishing the daily congestion charge, potentially replacing it with a system that better reflects actual road usage. Common recommendations and concerns: timing and implementation. Bullet. Both reports recommend implementing these tax changes later in the decade, providing time for public adaptation and consultation. Bullet. A gradual implementation process would allow motorists to adjust to the new system without abrupt financial impact. Current taxation and future deficit. Bullet. Current situation. EV drivers currently do not pay road tax (VD) and are exempt from fuel duty, which constitutes a significant portion of Treasury revenue. Bullet. Future deficit. As EVs become more common, the Treasury could face a deficit of £9 billion when EVs represent 25% of vehicles on UK roads. With EVs currently at 16.6%, this issue is pressing. Government stance and responses. Bullet. Chancellor's response. Jeremy Hunt has acknowledged the need to incentivize EV uptake through the tax system but confirmed that road pricing is not currently under consideration. Bullet. Industry perspective. Chris Green, CEO of REGIT, highlights the potential fairness of a pay-per-mile scheme but stresses the need for clarity and thorough public consultation to avoid creating barriers to EV adoption. Implications and considerations. Public consultation. Bullet. A long, well-publicized consultation period is essential to gather motorist concerns and suggestions. This can help ensure that the new tax models are fair and transparent. Impact on EV adoption. Bullet. The uncertainty surrounding future road taxation could deter consumers from switching to EVs. Clear and predictable policies are necessary to maintain momentum in EV adoption. Equity and accessibility. Bullet. Policies must consider the diverse needs of urban and rural drivers to avoid disproportionately impacting certain groups. Conclusion. Both the Resolution Foundation and the Center for Policy Studies highlight the need for a revamped road taxation system in the context of growing EV adoption. By proposing the pay-per-mile and per-kilo road tax model, they aim to address the impending fiscal shortfall while promoting fair and efficient road use. However, the successful implementation of such policies will require careful planning, extensive public consultation, and a gradual rollout to ensure widespread acceptance and minimal disruption.